In this video, we are recording about creating brand equity by David Aaker model. Creating brand equity. Brand equity is majorly helps in knowing building a strong brand, which requires a careful planning and great deal of long-term investment. Building a strong brand, which it requires careful planning and long-term investment. This is for long-term. And behind this, for creating a good brand equity, at the heart of successful brand is a great product or service backed by a creatively designed and executive marketing. This means that there should be very good marketing for the brand. Marketing only refers to the good brand as well as better market penetration. What is the scope of branding? Why this branding is necessary? The scope of branding. This is all about creating differences. So branding majorly helps in differentiating products between various companies. So this is all branding is all about what the difference it makes from other products. Differences often related to attributes or benefits of product itself. So what this means that the branding difference may not be between the product, it also might be between its attributes and what the benefit it gives from the product, also the product itself. If we comparing compare to products from example, we take in shoes, Adidas and Puma. Puma comes with all stylish and all, while Adidas goes with sports. And the third point is by understanding consumer motivations and desires and creating relevant and appealing images around their products. So this actually differs based on the consumer's intake. While Decathlon, which we take, it is majorly the store majorly concentrates on sports, while coming to other brands, they are completely into dresses and all, like textile. So this is the difference where consumer motivation comes place. While the fourth point is branding can be applied virtually anywhere a consumer has a choice. So branding is not only specific to some niche market, but also wherever the consumer want or chooses, there the branding can go. And now coming to brand equity, we know what brand is. Brand is it is a planning and long-term deal to recognize a product, while brand equity is like it is an equity for a firm. If we take equity, it defines the share of the share in physical value, while brand equity means it gives the value to the product. Like if we see McDonald's, before it came to India, it is widespread all over European countries, and before it came to India, all the people, like they very easily recognize the McDonald's as it is having good brand equity. If the same McDonald burgers and all are released in India without the name of McDonald's, maybe it is not a hit in this country, but when it came with name McDonald's, it became a hit. So this defines the brand equity. Brand equity actually gives the it defines the brand. So how much consumer takes into the consideration. Brand equity is the added value endowed to products and services. So what it defines is brand equity. It is majorly for the products and its services. Marketers and researchers use various perspectives to study brand equity. So actually marketers and researchers use various perspectives. So they study brand equity in various terms. Customer based brand equity can be defined as the differential effect that brand knowledge has on consumer response to marketing of the brand. Customer based brand equity, so brand can be defined as differential effect. Every brand cannot penetrate well in the market. It differs from person to person. When we come to company like Amazon, even in a village person easily recognizes what Amazon is. But when you go with some other delivery like Bewakoof.com, so it is not easily understood by the countryside person. So here comes the Differentiation with consumers, where the brand is well known. Customer based brand equity. A brand is said to have a positive customer based brand equity when consumers react favorably to a product and the way it is marketed when the brand is identified as compared to when it is not. So a brand equity is said to have a positive customer base when the consumer reacts positively towards that particular brand. So for a person to know whether the person is positive towards the brand or not, it involves majorly three ingredients. First is the differences in consumer response, how a person is reacting towards the brand, for a particular brand, whether he is positive towards it or negative towards it, or what is the perspective he is having towards that brand. And second is differences as a result of knowledge, the consumer's knowledge about the brand. So what is the level of or extent of knowledge the consumer is having towards the brand. That also defines that also adds a main ingredient for brand equity. And third one is reflected in perceptions, preferences and behavior related to all aspects of marketing of a brand. For a person to accept a brand, it majorly depends on what is the strategy of a marketing that is being done by the company. So the way the product is marketed in the consumer mind defines the consumer to how he reacts to it. Brand equity as a bridge. Actually, brand equity acts as a bridge between a product and a person. How brand equity acts as a bridge? All marketing spends each year on products and services should be thought as an investment in consumer brand knowledge. So whatever the marketing spends, like flexies or banners or whatever the advertisements in on screen given, they all reflect the brand of a particular product. So whatever the sprints that is done throughout the year, they acts as a bridge between brand as well as consumer. And it is actually possible to overspend on brand building. For building a good brand between or in the minds of consumers, it sometimes it happens like spending more than planned. But in the third point, it is we can observe that at the same time the brand knowledge created by these marketing investments dictates appropriate future directions for the brand. So even though there is overspend of the money or time or anything, this creates this creates a mark in the minds of consumers. So this helps in future approach for the consumers towards the product. Aaker's model. David Aaker's model. He discussed about the brand equity models. In this, what he describes is David Aaker views brand equity as a set of 5 categories of assets and liabilities linked to brand that add or subtract from the value provided by the product or service to firm or to firm's customers. So actually what David Aaker says is for a brand equity there will be 5 categories of assets. So the 5 brand assets are brand loyalty, brand awareness, perceived quality, brand association and other proprietary assets. Proprietary assets consist of patents, trademarks, channel relationships and copyrights as well. While and the liabilities for a brand that add or subtract the value of a product. So that relates to the firm. And what is brand identity? What is brand identity? In the previous slide we have seen brand loyalty, brand awareness, perceived quality, brand association and other assets. While coming to brand identity, what it is? Brand identity is a unique set of brand associations that the brand strategist aspires to create or maintain. These associations represent what the brand stands for or imply a promise to customers from the organization members. So brand identity actually defines the set of values that a brand is having, what the brand symbol or brand name is willing to explain to its customer. When we consider a brand for a product, the name or the symbol that recognizes or symbolizes some qualities for the particular product, so that is brand identity. For example, if we take a symbol rupee of Indian, so in the rupee we can that is designed based on various aspects taken into consideration. While the R symbol, which denotes the language of Hindi, and the lines which are available, which are there on the symbol, defines some significances. So in the same way, for every symbol, whatever the company keeps, they go with that symbol with some stands, or they implies some values to it. Brand identity should help establish a relationship between brand and the customer by generating a value proposition involving functional, emotional, and self-expressive benefits. So the brand identity, which is the name or the symbol, that this also acts as a bridge between the film or the product of the film, and it connects directly to the customer's emotional or expressive benefits. Brand identity consists of 12 dimensions of brand, organized around 4 perspectives: as a product, as an organization, as a person, and as a symbol. As a product, so in this brand identity, as a product, it gives product scope, product attributes, quality, value, user, and country of region. And brand as an organization, so organization attributes, local versus global. When brand as a person, brand personality, brand customer relationships. And brand as a symbol, visual imagery, metaphors, heritage. Core and extended identity. Core identity of the brand is central timeless essence of the brand remains constant as brand travels to new markets or products. Extended identity includes various brand identity elements organized into cohesive and meaningful groups. So in this we understood that in brand identity there are totally 12 dimensions. All these 12 dimensions are organized under four perspectives, like as a product, as an organization, as a person, and as a symbol. So let's see under these 4 perspectives and read the 12 dimensions. So when you see here brand as a product, so brand as a product have product scope, product attributes, quality, users, country of origin. While going to brand as organization, which is a second dimension, second perspective, brand as organization attributes, and local versus global. While considering brand as a person, its personality, and next is brand customer relationships. So brand as symbol, the 4th perspective. In this 2 more comes the visual, imagery, and metaphors, and brand heritage. So these are the 12 perspectives of dimensions which we taken into consideration. What is strategic brand analysis? In strategic brand analysis, there are 3 types: customer analysis, competitor analysis, and self-analysis. In customer analysis, there comes trends, motivation, unmet needs, segmentation. So actually customer needs involves the understanding of a customer. So what customer want? Current trend which is running in the market, that is the one which customer always look for. And motivation, so what makes him to buy that product, that is the motivation for a customer, that we should know. And unmet needs, what he wanted, what is the need for him to buy that product, we should know the emotion towards it. And segmentation, to which segment he belongs to, which category of the society he belongs to, so he is going for that product. So that is where customer analysis comes. While competitor analysis, for a strategic brand analysis, competitor analysis is very important, so that we can save our own identity for a product. The competitor analysis involves brand image or identity, how other film is different from our film with terms of brand image, and what is the strengths of our company with other company, the SWOT analysis which we majorly say. And vulnerabilities like how we change with the environment. Now comes the self-analysis. In self-analysis of the strategic brand analysis existing brand image, how our brand image is now, whether it is in a positive talk or negative talk, that we should take care. And brand heritage, how the brand is taken by the people. And strengths and capabilities, the same. The SWOT analysis also will be done for for a competitive analysis. It can be also for self analysis. Why? Because our self also have some strengths and weaknesses. And next is organizational values. So now let us discuss all the aspects which we discussed earlier with example of McDonald's. A McDonald's brand identity. Actually, McDonald's, which does $26 billion of business in 79 countries, has one of the most successful brands. The focus for McDonald's has been on value, in part because customers value conscious, and in part because it must compete with aggressive value approach of PepsiCo's Taco Bell. PepsiCo's Taco Bell is the main competitor of McDonald's. So it should McDonald's should overcome or the aggressive approach of PepsiCo's Taco Bell. However, the brand, as symbolized by the golden axe, has the rich identity that provides several things to the customer. McDonald's core identity. What is McDonald's core identity? We will see that. So McDonald's core identity is value offering. McDonald's provides value as defined by the product, special offers, and buying experience given the price. And food quality. Whenever the McDonald's is served, it is always hot and tasting good. And service, it is fast serve, it serves very fast and also accurately. And the service, the server who serves the food is very friendly and hassle free. If you have any issue with the product, you can right away discuss with the managers or person who is in contact, and that is very hassle free. Cleanliness, wherever the store of McDonald's you go, always you will see good cleanliness. And user, user is majorly for families and kids, so they focus majorly on families and kids. McDonald's extended identity. So we seen the core identity before. Now extended identity. What is McDonald's extended identity? Convenience, product scope, sub brands, and corporate citizenship. It is also having corporate citizenship. It having charities. It is having Ronald McDonald House, etc. And also brand personality. It is family oriented, as we discussed earlier, for family and children. All American, genuine, wholesome, cheerful, fun. So when we go to McDonald's, the symbolizes the crown which symbolizes fun and cheerful. So it is not some kind of any sportive or anything. McDonald's always resembles for fun. Relationship, it is the family oriented. It tends towards families. While its logo, when we see, it is golden eyes. Characters Ronald McDonald dolls and toys. And McDonald's value proposition, it involves functional benefits, emotional benefits, and adults.